We are at the Slush, and we have a really honorable guest here at the wing, James Ryan Burgess. Welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
What is wing? Can you tell a bit more?
Sure. Wing is trying to transform transportation. We're really excited about using the potential of the skies to enable delivery and transportation of packages in a city by making it faster, but also less expensive, more environmentally friendly, and ultimately safer than automobile transport.
Where you got the idea to use droids for deliveries?
Well, there's been advancements in aviation all through history, and in the past decade or two, unmanned systems have been coming to the forefront as a great potential solution to scale and improve aviation. And so we began 6 years ago as a research project inside Google X, looking at how can we apply unmanned technology to delivery. And that was how we began.
You have a big news about your starting in Finland. Can you tell a bit more about that?
Sure. Well, we're very excited to announce today that we're going to be beginning operations in Europe, first in Finland in the spring next year. So we've done some tests and trials in other countries, the United States and Australia. But here in Finland, we're really excited to bring this technology to Europe and work with the communities around Helsinki to test how this can actually be a valuable service in people's everyday lives.
And the big question is, why Finland?
Well, several reasons, actually. We looked across all the different European opportunities, and Finns are known as a people that are adopting of new technologies, especially when they make sense for a better way of life. So as mentioned, we can be faster and less expensive, but even for our communities as a whole, we can reduce the strain on our environment because the drones are electrically powered, no emissions as they fly, and improving safety is mentioned as well. And so we have seen a great reputation of Finland being a country where these new technologies are adopted and proven out. We're also working closely with Trafi, the safety and transportation regulator, to make sure that this technology can be implemented in a very appropriate and safe way. And Trafi is known as a very forward-looking, progressive regulator that wants to see new technologies come to cities that is an improvement for people's quality of life. So it was a natural choice for us, and we're really excited to make Finland our first home in Europe.
Great to hear. You tell a bit already that Helsinki is the first city, and why is the Helsinki the best choice in Finland?
Well, we were doing research across the country, and it seems that there was a lot of interest and demand from people and businesses in the Helsinki area, and we think it gives us a wide selection of different communities to test and trial with to make sure that we're exploring a lot of different scenarios and a lot of different business opportunities. And so it gives us a great community to test in and to learn from.
Yes, great to hear that also. Which are the biggest challenges for Wing to become more common delivery system?
Well, for us, we've been working on the technology for the past 6 years that we've had the company, and so we think the technology is actually ready. We've been able to demonstrate it's safe and effective and ready to actually provide a service. So now the challenge is, how do we take that technology and connect it to real users, real businesses, and see that this is a service that they actually value? So for us, the challenge is making sure we engage with the community, hear their feedback, get their suggestions, and find businesses and partners that want to actually improve their service offering to their customers by participating with us and offering their items for transportation by Wing.
I'm really loving that the customers and the community is so important for you, because that is a thing where everything goes from.
Yeah, and I can say a little more actually, that technology is so new, it's very unfamiliar, and we found that as people get comfortable with it and as they see the value it can provide, there are actually quite a lot of adopters and proponents of the technology. But for us, we want to make sure we're communicating well and being transparent in the communities about this is what the technology is, this is how it works, this is how it can benefit you. And that community engagement is the most important thing for us right now.
Can you tell about the cooperation with Trafi a little bit more?
Sure. Well, Trafi is known as a very forward-looking regulator, and they are in a position where they've seen some advanced drone operations in Finland already. That was something that caught our attention. And seeing how forward-looking they are and how advanced they are in looking at new technology, they were a natural partner for us to work with. So we work with Trafi to secure the right approvals and make sure we understand the regulations, and that will be a process over the next several months. So we've actually begun test flying at a site just north of Tampere, and we're working with Trafi to see how the system works and demonstrate the safety. But we'll have to partner with them continually and work with them for the next several months before we move to the greater Helsinki area.
Okay, great. What kind of possibilities Wing bring to the companies?
Well, that's what's so exciting for us, is we don't even think we know all the possibilities yet. So we can think of typical use cases for delivery today: medical delivery, pharmacy items, food for people who want a hot, healthy meal. So that's great, and Wing can provide those services, but we're also excited to learn what else can we do. We've heard from some businesses, for example, hardware stores, where they sell some supplies or tools, but to people on a job site, if they're at a construction site or if they're working on some plumbing at a house and they run out of some supplies, it's actually a big burden to drive themselves back to the store and come back to the site. It's a worse customer experience. It wastes their time and their opportunity for business enhancement. And so if we can give them what they need in just a few minutes, no matter where they are, we think that's a tremendous opportunity to help workers in cities and things like that. So we're really excited to hear feedback and talk to Finns around Helsinki about how they could find value, and we would love to be surprised with more and more uses that we hadn't thought of yet. We think the potential really is endless.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. What about the weight limit?
Currently, our systems deliver 1.5 kilograms of items, and we can transport that up to 10 kilometers, and we fly that flight at 125 kilometers per hour, so very quickly, so we're able to do that 10-kilometer delivery in just 5 minutes. So that provides a really fast service, and as long as it fits in the box we have and is 1.5 kilograms or less, then we're able to transport it. And we found that even though that's not a huge amount of items, it's still very much sufficient for something that someone may need in just a few minutes. If you're out and about and need some medicine, or if you're home and need some ingredients for food to prepare a meal, that has proven to us to be adequate, but we'd love feedback on that as well. We see tremendous cases where people might be out and about and need something, maybe diabetics with insulin needs, or even parents with young children who step on a bee and need some allergy medicine. We have these scenarios where we don't even imagine it's possible to get something in our hands because it's never been done before. But Wing is going to try to make that become normal, where you're out and about and need something, oh, I can just wing that to myself, and in a few minutes you can get what you need. So we're really excited about the potential.
When Finnish companies can start using Wing as their delivery system, and where they can contact you if they are interested in cooperation?
Yeah, great question. So as mentioned, we really want to engage with the community, both the residents but also the business community. So we've set up a new section on our webpage, wing.com/Finland. And you can go there to fill out some information and express your interest, whatever side of the exchange you're on. And we would love to have input from the business community and from others around Helsinki about what they would find valuable. And we'll be looking to begin operations sometime in the spring next year. And so as we get more specifics and set up our operations, we'll be able to provide more detailed information. But we would love to hear from as many businesses as are out there that would like to work with us. Starting today, please reach out, and we'd love to hear from any businesses in Finland that would like to have their items transported in just 5 minutes.
Oh, great to hear, really great to hear. It's all already a bit that the delivery is going to be fast, but how much faster deliveries will become if we are thinking about online shops in the long term?
Sure. Well, the potential for us is to deliver anywhere in a city within about 5 minutes, as mentioned. And so we see that really contrasting with automobile delivery today. If you order something by an on-demand service and it comes by car, it can take 20 or 30 minutes, or if there's a lot of traffic, 40, 50 minutes, maybe more than an hour. As well as it's not very predictable. So you might get an estimate, but plus or minus 10 or 20 minutes, you have to be home, be around, be ready to receive that delivery. And so for a big chunk of time, you're actually sort of on the clock, trying to be present, trying to know when to meet someone. And for us, not only can we get to you in 5 minutes or less if you're closer, we can be very precise about where we're arriving and when we're arriving. So we can tell you down to just a few seconds, the drone is coming, it's here now, and it's going to be at the time we predicted because we don't have traffic jams in the air. So the speed is very quick. We think online shopping and retail is another use case where companies may want to have their items available more quickly. We were just talking to some other folks here at Slush saying, oh, if we drop our phone and it breaks and we need a replacement, maybe that's a device you want to order in just a few minutes. So it's a lot about items being available, but especially about in the situation where time matters. And also, with our system, you're not tied to an address. So if you're out walking down the street, in the future, we won't start with this right away, but in the future, we could imagine being able to deliver to you even when you're not at home. So if you need something, that can be a tremendous boost. So we'd love to hear from businesses, from retailers, from restaurants, from pharmacies, and even maybe businesses we haven't thought of yet.
Will Wing going to affect on prices of deliveries?
Well, we don't have exact pricing yet. There's still a lot of research and development to do, but we're excited that the potential of these unmanned systems, these drones, can bring the cost of delivery down quite significantly. So today you might be familiar with on-demand services. You pay $3, $4, $5 or euro And what we don't see is that businesses also pay for delivery. Quite often, they take a huge percentage of their profits, of their margin, and have to pay that to the delivery company as well. And that's prohibitive. A lot of businesses don't offer delivery because they can't afford to. And we're excited not just to provide faster and cheaper service to users, but also to businesses to be able to reduce the cost that they have to pay to engage in a delivery service, and to have it competitively done in 5 minutes instead of 20, 30, 40, we think is great for competition and will really help businesses grow. Something we talk about less, but because of the range, the 10-kilometer flight distance, we can actually expand the reach of businesses to more customers than delivery traditionally is done. On-demand delivery by car is typically 3, 4, 5, 6 kilometers. So if we're able to extend that further and still provide really fast service, we love the idea of opening up a whole new set of customers to businesses around Helsinki. That's what's exciting too, is because our system, I don't know if you saw some of our videos earlier, but the system is able to fly to a business and pick up a package and then fly on to the user and deliver it. And so if a small business is just getting started, they don't usually have the investment or the capital to set up infrastructure, to buy a fleet of delivery vehicles. So for Wing, all we need you to have are our boxes, and you can put your items in there and our drones will fly and pick them up for you. So you can compete in a modern delivery system with zero infrastructure cost. And so we love the idea of letting small businesses compete just as well as large businesses.
Great, really great. And the last question is, how will Wing change the delivery industry in the next year? What do you think?
Well, in the next year, we hope to just get started, and we'll be learning a lot and taking it slow and iterating with the community and the feedback we receive. So I don't suspect a significant amount of change just in the next year, but what's exciting for us is through the next year, as we learn and get feedback and improve, we really see potential for this technology to quite significantly impact the way we live, providing fast access to things and really raising the quality of life. So maybe more on the 3 to 5 year time scale, we could see something quite significant.
What kind of changes you see maybe in 5 years?
Well, we hope that really it's open-ended, where anyone who needs something can get it, and especially in the case of emergency medicine or other items people may need, oftentimes we have to choose, do I want to be healthier and get medicine, or do I want to have to drive to the store when I'm not feeling well? And these choices are because the technology and the infrastructure is limited. But if you could say, I could have something that would help me feel better in 5 minutes, you can actually live a healthier life. Similar for even food delivery, there's a lot of people who might not have much time for a meal, and so they don't eat very healthy. But if you could provide healthy meal options delivered in 5 minutes so they're still very fresh and high quality, we think that will expand the options available to consumers so they have more choice about what they consume, what they purchase, because it's so readily available.
Okay, great. I'm really excited as a consumer about the Wing. I don't know how about the companies. I think that they're really excited too. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope that we hear from you really soon.
Yeah, well, we're excited to be here in Finland, and we'll be engaging, as mentioned, with the communities for the next several months, and we look forward to being here in the spring to begin our initial trials.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.